Allow the children
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. This one na dey off in mind, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. And in dey touchlight every corner, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they no dey do anything with the power. Every day dollar just dey get the higher power over naira. Still dem talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh, yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ sọ́ra jù.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you, brethren, from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún live. I don't know, I like that part. Thank you so much for joining us, especially if you are new on this platform. So we say welcome back again. And to you all, read the caption of this broadcast and read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast, like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Máyégún today, Máyégún is live. And then sit back, relax, as I deliver the goodies, right? From the package that I've brought to you tonight, from all that happened and still happening in Nigeria. So, sorry, one sec. Something popped up there. The National Assembly today, which is actually the two chamber of the National Assembly, House of Representatives, as well as the Senate, they deliberated on Tinubu's declared state of emergency in Rivers State, as well as the suspension of Sim Fubara as governor and his deputy. Yesterday, it was clearly stated that except the National Assembly approves Tinubu's declaration, that declaration will remain null and void. But without the approval of the National Assembly, I mean, Tinubu already inaugurated the acting or the sole administrator. A lot of people are currently questioning that under what law or which law did Tinubu inaugurate a new administrator, a sole administrator, in place of the elected, public officials in Rivers State. So when the people are called the doubters, there are people who believe that somehow Nigeria is redeemable, and sometimes they expect this den of corrupt rogues to actually do the right thing once. So yesterday, one of the senators, Siriake Dixon from Bayelsa, was on a program on Arise TV, where he clearly stated that Tinubu would need 73 senators to approve his declared state of emergency. And by the Constitution, it is true that Tinubu has the power to declare this, even though he doesn't have the power to remove the governor or suspend any governor, okay? However, the National Assembly will still have to debate it and vote on it individually. It is not by voice vote. So which will clearly show where every one of them stands. Those who support or those who are against. But again, that same yesterday, there were reports of movements of raw cash, hard currencies to bribe these lawmakers. There is no evidence of that presented to the public yet, but there were rumors. $25,000 each ahead. And that the pressure was being mounted at the time to ensure that there were no physical votes on the matter. Rather, the voice votes, which would just be the ayes have it. Even if there are those who says their nay and opposes it, this protects these lawmakers. This is the deal, that it protects them from the public, bashes or the public criticism if they were to vote physically and individually. So this morning, indeed, the drama started from the House of Representatives, where 260 something of them were in the plenary, and it was the time to decide if the declaration of state of emergency and suspension of the state governor was right, or rightly done by Tinubu or not. The members who were opposed to it, you will say, expected that they were going to, after kind of debating it back and forth and all that, right, that they were going to be allowed to vote on it until the speaker changed the rule right there and then, changed this particular critical rule of declaring state of emergency, the first of its kind in this regard, all right, and rejected every member's opposition to it. Watch this.
President is at liberty to lift this suspension. Is that what you are saying? Okay, please can we get somebody to second? Honorable Miriam.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. My name is Right Honorable Miriam Odinaka Onoha. I represent Isi Alambano, Onimo, Okigwe Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State. This morning I rise to second this motion as moved by my brother Ali Jesse, that this House do support the proclamation in view that it could be reviewed shorter than the 6-month period when the two parties come to table, whether it's tomorrow or even earlier than that. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this request should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Any more contributions? Any more contributions? So we put the question. Are we ready for the question? Are we ready? Those in support of this request of Mr. President as amended should say aye.
Aye!
Those in support of this request from Mr. President as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Thank you very much. Clerk. The minority leader, please can you second?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that we do consider the request. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. So, Majority Leader, please can you lead the debate on this particular request from Mr. President?
Mr. Speaker, constitutional point of order.
Who is raising the point of order? Yes, Honorable.
The Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Obi Agocha. I represent the great people of Iguano, whom I had not, whom I had South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, since the President's letter concerns proclamation, Mr. Speaker, the constitutional procedures that must be followed as enshrined in Section 305, subsection 6B, that says for us to consider this President's request that this House must have two-thirds of members present. Mr. Speaker, may I please ask...
We already have our attendance registers, Honorable colleague, and we'll rely on that to ensure.
Mr. Speaker, this is a constitutional...
Yes,
Can we do a head count, Mr. Speaker? To ascertain that we have a quorum.
Yes.
To ascertain that we have...
Yes. Our attendance register will guide us accordingly, Honorable. Please.
Sir,
our attendance registers will guide us accordingly. Members are still signing, and at the end of the day, we'll take attendance.
Mr. Speaker, can that be made available now for the members to know whether we have formed a quorum? Whether we have formed a quorum, Mr. Speaker, as enshrined in the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, so that our deliberations are not going to be deliberations based on illegality.
It is
and
noted, Honorable.
unconstitutionality.
Please, you can sit down. Sit down, please. Your point of order is noted. Please sit down. The leader of the House, please. Any more contributions? Any more contributions?
So, immediately after that, they approved the declaration by using voice votes. Those in support say aye, those against say nay. Similarly, at the Akpabiole's Senate, deliberation also started on the legality or the process of that declaration, and those who were against it were up debating that too. So their expectation was that they were going to put it into a vote so that everybody can know where everyone belongs, right? So Akpabiole, at first, it was Akpabiole that moved the motion that they should go into closed session. Closed session simply means that for now, the camera off, we go into a room and we discuss how are we going to do this, right? Well, in that room, I think that was where they got the news that the House of Representatives have successfully used the same voice vote. So it's been declared legal and approved. So immediately they came out, the agenda was to now adjourn or the drama as they play out at the Senate as well this morning. Please watch this. This is quite a long one though, a stretch. Brethren.
As amended. I hereby forward for the consideration of the Senate copies of the official gazettes of the State of Emergency Proclamation 2025. The main features of the proclamation are as follows. A declaration of a state of emergency in one state of the Federation, namely Rivers State, the suspension from office of the governor, his deputy, and all members of the State House of Assembly, and appointment of Vice Admiral Iborete Ibas, retired, as administrator to administer the state subject to any instructions or regulations as may from time to time be issued by me. While I look forward to the expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept, distinguished Senate President, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This letter is committed to the Committee of the entire Senate for immediate consideration.
To move that pursuant to Order 1B of our rules, to enable us take the first order of the day, which is my motion pursuant to the proclamation of state of emergency in Rivers State, in respect of which Mr. President just read the correspondence from Mr. President stating the proclamation. I so move, Mr. President.
The Minority Leader.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I second the motion moved by the leader of the Senate that the Senate, reorders its order paper for today to take the first order of the day. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that we reorder the items on our order paper to take
Point of order, Mr. President.
To take the
Mr. President, there's a point of order. We need to order ourselves appropriately.
Distinguished colleagues.
Yes.
Distinguished colleagues. A motion has been moved and seconded, and it behooves on the presiding officer to put the question. And after that, anybody who wants to move a point of order can do so. But in the meantime, can I put the question? Those in support that we read our other papers, say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Procedure. Just a point of order. It's not. It doesn't stop your. Doesn't stop the motion.
Distinguished Senator Siraki Dixon.
Yes.
I watch you on television.
Mr. President, I have
and
a point of order for which you have recognized me.
Listen to me now.
Yes.
Let's not argue. If we argue, it won't be good for any of us. We are all distinguished people. You are a former governor. I'm a former governor. Let us, please, off the mic, sit down. Please be seated. I watched you on television, and you said no matter what the Senate does, the Senate will never go with you. The Senate will not go with you. I said you said no matter what this Senate does, the Senate will not have your vote on anything the Senate does. That's what you said on television. I don't know, but I'm saying that if you have already made up your mind to go and talk on television when the Senate has not even considered any issue, I want to let you know.
To me, please.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm only saying, please allow me to preside. Allow me to preside.
Make my point for which.
Stand up and make a point.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please, you know, we must have mutual respect for all of our colleagues, okay? And I do have regard for you, particularly as our presiding officer.
I appreciate
And I think that should be reciprocal. Now, the point of order, Mr. President, Henry Siraki Dixon, Bayelsa West. The point of order I rose to address is to draw the attention of the presiding officer and our colleagues to the specific provisions of our rules. Each one of us is guided by two documents: the Constitution of the Federal Republic, upon which we were sworn, and the rules that govern our proceedings. The proclamation has been read to us, and I wanted to draw your attention, Mr. President, respectfully, and the attention of all our colleagues, to the specific provisions of our rules. Order 135. The framers of this are very exhaustive. Once you say state of emergency declaration, there is a procedure.
Can you read 135?
Let me read it. Say, look, 133. When the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, by instrument published in the Gazette of the Government of the Federation, issues a proclamation of a state of emergency in the Federation or of any part thereof, he shall immediately after the publication, A, B, C, D. Now, since you have read it, now let me go to 135. The President shall, in a closed session, brief the Senate on the circumstances of the proclamation of a state of emergency.
For us to go to closed session.
Yes.
When you raise it, but I'm happy that you are reading your rules. So your point of order is happily upheld. Yes, Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I really wish distinguished Senator Siraki Dixon had allowed me, to, follow. And in the first instance, I came under Order 1B of our rules, which gives us power to regulate our procedure. And so the first task was for me to let our colleagues know that we're going to be changing the items as arranged on the other paper.
On the other paper.
Yes, sir. So the next thing, of course, was for me
Senator,
to also
did you hear
cite.
that? He said that he came under Order 1B.
Yes.
To request the Senate to grant him approval to reorder the items on the other paper. And then thereafter, he was about to proceed to the next stage,
Yes.
which was to move a motion for us to go into a closed session.
Pursuant to Order 135 of our rules.
Too much. You can never. It's better to err on the part of surplusage. That's why I'm happy that you also read your rules.
Again, let me say I'm happy that most distinguished Senator Siraki Dixon is very familiar, with the rules. And, like every one of us, that is the only way we can have peace, and we can proceed diligently as a Senate. So, having said that, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, let me say that I move, pursuant to Order 135 of our rules, that the Senate now goes into a closed session.
You're following the drama. Well, after that face-off back and forth, they went into a closed session for a few hours. And when they came out of that, it was an announcement made by Akpabiole. Then the voice votes. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. I have it. That is how they buried your Decree 24, called 1999 Constitution, officially today. Follow this.
Conferred on it by Section 305, Subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and approve the proclamation of state of emergency declared by Mr. President in Rufire State of Nigeria. The Senate further directs that the declaration of the state of emergency stated in the proclamation document and the mandate of Mr. President to review, and hereby mandates the President to review and even to terminate the state of emergency at any given time, but not later than 6 months. The Senate further resolve that Section 11, Subsection 4 be invoked, providing the National Assembly the authority to set up a joint ad hoc committee of both chambers to oversight the administration of Rivers State henceforth. The Senate further resolves that a committee of eminent Nigerians be set up to reconcile the warring groups within the government of Rivers State within the period of the state of emergency in Rivers State. The Senate further resolved that a committee to reconcile the warring factions in Rivers State should consist of eminent Nigerians. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the closed session? Approves the proclamation of the state of emergency 2025 declared by Mr. President in Rivers State of Nigeria as amended pursuant to Section 16, subsection pursuant to Section 60 of the Constitution, Section 305, subsection 2, and pursuant to our rules 1, sub B of the standing orders of the Senate, and also pursuant to rules 134, 135, and 136 of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Those in support of the declaration of the state of emergency in Rivers State say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it in unanimity. Distinguished colleagues, let me cooperation and patriotic zeal as enunciated, as expressed, as elucidated, and as displayed on the floor of the Senate today. It is our hope that this declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State by Mr. President will bring peace and ensure speedy resolution of all the issues. Nuisance Lele.
And please let us be clear. The reason why Tinubu said he declared a state of emergency in Rivers State and suspends Fubara is because, one, to save Fubara from impeachment, right? Two, to save the state from the breakdown of law and order. Three, because of pipeline vandalism that he believes is being sponsored by Fubara's people. Now, in all of this, it has come back to be a complete breakdown of your own law in violation of your own constitution. Let's start with the last one, the alleged explosion that triggered the declaration of state of emergency. It was reported that some people sabotaged the Trans-Niger pipeline. That was the news. And less than 12 hours after that, Tinubu declared a state of emergency because they said that the governor and the House of Assembly, they cannot work together. This was, he said, Fubara refused to obey the Supreme Court judgment, which is also not true. But let's break it down. Let's start with the explosion, like I said. Those who are familiar with what it means to sabotage a pipeline have come back to say the whole thing could possibly have been made up because within 24 hours of this supposed breach of this pipeline, they have now told us that it has now come back, it has begun operation again. Meanwhile, those in the know are like, there is no way a pipeline, crude oil pipeline, will be breached, even if it's just a small space, that the recovery and the fixing of it will be done with, less than 12 hours. It is not possible. So whatever it is that Tinubu received as security reports, so others said, now, if you sense that some people are organizing, if your security report says some people are organizing violence, then that is the job of your security agents, the police and whatever, that discovered or detected that, supposed the breakdown of law and order, right? It is theirs to arrest it, Abi. That did not give you the right to suspend an elected governor. There are so many others who have spoken on this. But before we start hearing others, right, let's take a look at this administrator, Abbas, I think that's his name, when he arrived at Rivers State today. It's a long watch, but let's go.
This man, I don't try to do stuff. Yeah, man. Gaga flight. No, it's a civilian environment. It's not. Number one, don't come block us. This fine guy, ba. Number one, don't block us. Come back now. Come back. I feel like Hold on. Let's move inside here. Come back. Sorry, open up.
I know. It's a long watch, isn't it? It's longer than that, too, because of our time. Before his arrival, he was sworn in by Tinubu inside the Aso Rock in Abuja yesterday. And he flew to Port Harcourt today when he took over the reign of government. But the question so many people are asking right now is, where is Fubara? What happened to Fubara and his deputy? It's been over 48 hours and they have not been seen or heard from. Their family has not been heard from as well. So Atiku, as well as Rufire, the Kaduna Little Fingers, as well as this other guy, Fayemi, and many others came together today to condemn this declaration of emergency in Rivers State to Atiku. This is one, abuse of power too many. And right now, the oppositions in Nigeria, they are coming together to form a coalition that will save Nigeria from Tinubu. Atiku, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our demand and call to action. Number one, immediate reversal. We call on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to immediately revoke this unconstitutional proclamation and reinstate the elected governor, deputy governor, and state assembly of Rivers State. 2, National Assembly reduction. We call on patriotic senators and representatives to go to vote against this illegal action when it comes before them for approval. The National Assembly must stand on the right side of history and not allow itself to be used to legitimize an unconstitutional power grab. Three, judicial intervention. We urge the judiciary to act swiftly in striking down this proclamation, as it sets a dangerous precedent that could be used to arbitrarily remove any governor in the future. I am very happy to read the ruling of a judge in Rivers State which directed a status quo. Number 4, Nigerians must defend democracy. It's not only the responsibility of the opposition to defend democracy, it's the responsibility of all Nigerians, all of you, to defend democracy. Otherwise, there won't be a Nigeria. We call on all civil society organizations, political groups, and Nigerians of good conscience to stand firm in the defense of this democracy that we all have toiled to build. Rivers State is not a conquered territory, and Nigeria is not a dictatorship requiring the replacement of an elected governor with a military administrator. We recall that even when a previous administration had declared a state of administration in parts of the country bedeviled by insurgency and acts of terrorism, the governors of the concerned states were not removed from office, as this administration has done. This action by Tinubu, therefore, represents a new law for our country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the historical unrest in the Niger Delta should not be forgotten so soon. Past administration had made great efforts and sacrifices to restore peace and stability to the Niger Delta, which is critical to the economic health and stability of Nigeria itself. This federal government should not manufacture political crisis that could disrupt the fragile stability and return the country to the past that we have all prayed to leave behind for good. We must never allow personal political interests and the desire to hold on to power at all costs to throw the country into unavoidable chaos through brazen subversion of the principles of federalism, democracy, and constitutional governance. This is not just about Rivers State. It is about the future of Nigeria's democracy. Thank you all.
Support law. Because as it is, Nigerians are just about to understand what is called state capture, where there is no institution left, right, to help steer right the ship of states. You are about to experience that. Even what is his name, Rufire, too, was making an explanation at that hearing.
Listen.
cases referred to occurred in the period of Biden administration, in which both His Excellency, the former Vice President, and my humble self were part of. And it is true that in those cases the governors were suspended. These suspensions were challenged in the courts, and in 2006, the Supreme Court of Nigeria gave a judgment clearly stating that, even though by then Nigeria had been restored to office, but it lashed the Obasanjo administration and said that under no circumstances will the emergency provisions in Section 305 be used to remove any elected official. That is not. The Supreme Court has spoken. No legislation or constitutional amendment has changed that. So that is the law. No person or authority can remove an elected official, whether governor, deputy governor, or member of the legislature, without going through the due process of law. In the case of governor, by impeachment. In the case of legislators, through recall. Those are the only ways you can remove an elected person. You cannot tamper with the mandate of the people under Section 305 of the Constitution. The Supreme Court has spoken, and it's very, very clear. What President Tinubu has done is violently unconstitutional and unlawful. Our hope is that the National Assembly will, for once again, this National Assembly, that everyone accuses of being overstaffed, will at least for once stand with the people of Nigeria.
Rufire. Unfortunately, right, they are late to the party. It is now approved. And therefore, the sole administrator sent to Rivers State officially has resumed work. And Tinubu, in the face of this Nigeria law, has committed no crime. But how or where do you think Nigeria is headed? This lady, Yemi, in shock when she heard that the House of Rep passed or approved the declaration of state of emergency by voice votes. She was alarmed.
I'm at the airport in Abuja, and I wish I wasn't leaving Abuja right now. But this is absolutely ridiculous. We suspended Natasha, we suspended Fubara, and this government just suspended the Constitution. The Constitution has clear provisions for the National Assembly to approve a state of emergency. The House of Rep doesn't have quorum. They voice voted. Are they mad? Are they mad? Look, all of you there, you better start calling your House of Rep member and your senator and your governor, because the rate we are going, these people who want to burn this country down. Let them come. Let them come from you. My name is Fayemi Adamoleko, and I stand by this because all of you.
Showeretu has added his own voice. I mean, the state of anarchy that the APC brews, when is it going to really explode? The implosion we have been talking about.
All right, Mr. Shore, well, we're just doing our job, just like you were doing your job. We're doing our job. Good, bad, and ugly is our job to report everybody. Report the event, right. Report the persons, cover as much as you can, which is what you did at a very, very high level before you left to pursue your ambition of being president. So let's begin to coast home on this particular issue. So in your view, two questions in one, if you can. What is the way forward? But that's one question on the conundrum we're seeing that is playing out in Rivers State. At least a solution that can bring peace, because at the end of the day, we can argue about we hear the FCT minister, the action of the president, whether Fubara was reckless, according to some people or not. We can put up all that debate. What is important is the people of Rivers State are the ones suffering right now. So in your books, where you sit, what is the way forward at the end of the day? Because solution is what everybody is speaking to right now.
Yes, let me make a clarification once again that I'm not here to defend Fubara. Fubara is also an enabler of evil. If Fubara hadn't existed under Wike, Wike would not have gotten away with some of the crimes that he got away with, stealing money in River State. That's very clear. Fubara was declared wanted for stealing billions before he was packaged to become the governor of River State. This is part of the results that we're seeing. They're the ones who enabled Wike. I'm speaking on behalf of due process. I'm speaking on, on the side of the people of River State, whose resources have been hijacked by its sole administrator, by these Abuja cabals. So that's what I am. But in terms of solution, my solution is very simple. The people of this country must gather their arms together, hold it tight, and liberate themselves by all means necessary. It is very clear that this will be going through these circles of, mismanagement of our resources, of our integrity, of oppression, if we don't do something about it. And probably that is why you noted that I've been very calm this morning, because maybe if I change my demeanor, more people can understand that I'm not just angry, but I want this country to really, really prosper and be peaceful and make progress, just like even some of our small African countries are doing. I saw last week there are 10 top African countries that are doing well in terms of economic development and making democratic progress. Nigeria is not one of them. Seychelles, one of these small islands, is one of them. Mauritius is one of them. South Africa is there. These are countries that we used to assist with handouts some 30, 40 years ago. They're doing better than we do, and that's what concerns me. And we're not going to be talking about solutions in a roundabout manner, what is called roundaboutism. It's not the solution they provide, the solution we want that we should continue to provide, no matter how hard it is.
And the people must be always the center point of any agitation, as I would say, or revolution. Pastor Abi Prophet Buba speaks along that same line of that of Rebo is pretty much like more explicit in his own position concerning this whole matter. Like, is it now? Is it time now? When are the people really going to really burst out and say they've had enough? When exactly is the revolution going to happen? How is it going to happen? Right? So the part of the men of God, right? Here is Prophet Buba.
Well, welcome to the new season. I want to speak passionately. I'm grateful for the responses of Nigerians all over the world. I have come at this moment to say to you what happened in the declaration of the state of emergency. We all know it's illegal, constitutionally, it's unconstitutional. But like Isaac would say to his son, and I'm giving you this example as a priest, as an intercessor, and as God's prophet, there is about to be a move that is going to save us as a people. But until we are tired of the yoke these people have placed on our neck and we break it, we will never be free. We will never be free. We will never be free. Let me give you another example about the children of Israel. They were in bondage. A king came and began to oppress them badly. The people rose up, cry out. The Bible says their cry came to God. If they did not cry, they would have continued in bondage. Their cry came up, and based on their cry, they mobilized themselves. Freedom came. Deliverance came. It happened in the time of Esther. The entire Jewish nation were going to be exterminated. But then Mordecai led it, and then Esther. And he said, if you don't rise up at this time, then you will see what will happen. She arose. Everybody went into fasting, but it did not stop there. They fasted, they prayed, and she acted. And the whole nation of a tribe were set free, that the Jewish are still existing. Nigerians, please, we are not calling anybody to go on violent or no. Let's all gather together and speak to our leaders. They are our leaders, but we must demand accountability. I mean, nobody has bewitched us that we cannot speak out. This is unconstitutional. The president can tell Wike now. Wike is the brain behind what is going on in Rivers State. That is just it. Call black, black, call white, white. I don't care whatever it is. You may say, well, Governor Fubara didn't keep the covenant they had before and all of that. Keep that. Whatever he has done, whatever Fubara has done, he is a sitting governor. So he should be allowed to govern. He should be allowed to govern. He should be allowed to govern. And we as a people, democracy is under threat. The devil is coming on to bring some commotion to Nigeria. We cannot allow it. Mr. President, reverse what you have done. Even from your statement, you can see that you've taken side. The person who is behind the whole crisis in Rivers is there under you, called Wike. Can you bring him to order, Mr. President, sir? Bring him to order, and this nonsense will stop. Can we, for the first time as a people, do what is right to save ourselves? I come to you as God's servant.
I write. So that you can say you didn't hear from the men of God, Abi. At least that is one, and he's been very consistent as well. He has been. He has been rather. So maybe we should leave a pastor and listen to a professor.
Nigeria has now become very laughable under the APC administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, we have seen the coup that took place in Rivers State. The government was overthrown. The governor was restrained by the army. Himself and his families were restrained, just like the other coup that took place in Africa, where they will now keep the president and his families indoor and incommunicado. You know, we saw what happened in Gabon and all of that. So you see, apart from overthrowing the governor of Rivers State and suspending the house, Tinubu became silent on the issue of Wike, Nyesom Wike, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, who Tinubu has been using as a destructive element, both within the PDP and in Rivers State. He refused to suspend Wike intentionally. And that is an expression of the desperate pursuit for self-interest. The Supreme Court said that, money should not be released because there was no legislature in Rivers State. Now, money will be released despite the fact that there will be no legislature with the appointment of a sole administrator. These are contradictions. Now, the law says that the National Assembly has to affirm the overthrow of the Rivers State government. But before the Senate sat down, they have not even affirmed. Tinubu has sworn in his sole administrator, who is an old-time accomplice or acquaintance of Wike, without waiting for the Senate to approve the overthrow. He now swore the man in. These are contradictions of the Nigerian constitution, and they are all impeachable offenses. We must blame PDP for all of these things. They ought to have expelled Wike for a long time ago, but they were too naive to do that. And that is why you see the Rivers State of today. For Wike, if they don't do what he wants, it will destroy the PDP. For Rivers State, if Fubara does not do what he wants, it will destroy the state. Because it's about him and him alone. All of these things will not continue in Nigeria. That was a coup. That was a military coup. Military took over in the entire state, in the entire Rivers State. Tinubu did not see any worthy civilian to appoint as an administrator if he must. But he now went to pick an ex-military officer in a democratic era. That is the militarization of democracy. So, the military, so Tinubu is now introducing coup into Nigeria. The military are now being invited through the back door. So, this is the democracy. Huh.
Yes, it is. In case if anybody is still sleeping, right? And hoping this is actually one bad dream, that once you wake up, you're going to forget about it. Yes, it is real. It is. And for your information, I agree that that is a civilian coup mixed with military administrator. I don't know, like, that's what happened. And that one has also expressed its readiness to propel Rivers State to greater heights, but most importantly, for security of lives and properties. There is no fight in Rivers State. There is nothing going on to warrant any declaration of state of emergency, but it's been declared. Here is the administrator speaking to the people of Rivers State. Where is Fubara? Wait. Why are the people of Rivers State currently so quiet? Don't get me wrong, it seems that majority of the people reacting to this constitutional violation, they are mostly from outside Rivers State. Fubara, where is Fubara? Why are the people of Rivers State not asking where is Fubara? Because everything just seems calm. Anyway, their new administrator and his message.
My mandate is clear: to restore law and order, stabilize the polity, and to create the necessary conditions for the full restoration of democratic institutions and representation. This is not a task for one man alone. Success will depend on the collective effort of all Rivers people, elders, political leaders, traditional rulers, faith leaders, youth, women, the media, and civil society. I do not come as a partisan actor, nor as a competitor in the struggles that have brought us to this moment. I come as a servant of the state, entrusted with the solemn duty of restoring peace and order so that Rivers State can move forward once again and reclaim its rightful place as the oil and gas capital of Nigeria, and I dare say Africa. My role here is to ensure that the lives and livelihoods of our people are not held hostage by crisis and instability.
Like, I don't understand. There is no breakdown of law and order in Rivers State. None. Even when this pronouncement or declaration is made, there is no real reaction per se. Yeah. Where is Asari Doku Tomb? I mean, remember that Asari is always on social media before he became king. Okay, he's now a king. Asari Doku Tomb is always on social media, especially on Facebook, where he will go live to taunt the Igbos, threaten them, brandish gun. And then he will brag of how his own soldiers, his own militants, right, have been killing the Igbos in Igbo land. I mean, true story, because to him, he signed a deal with Bokwari, and that deal is to hunt down every IPOB he can see. And he's been working with Hopeless Uzodimba, the Hopeless Uzodijo of the Supreme Court Governor of Owerri. So now that the soldiers are now hunting down those they considered as loyalists of Fubara, where is King Asari? I mean, Alhaji Asari, King Alhaji Asari, Alhaji King Asari. I don't know. But here is one of the Niger Delta leaders speaking on the matter.
You know, this is not the first time state of emergency is being declared. When you are the spokesman of Jonathan, a situation like this came up, and 3 states, state of emergency was declared in 3 states. And when they asked you, why did the president not sack the governors? You made it clear that the Constitution does not empower Mr. President to sack or suspend elected representative or governors in the case of state of emergency. Mr. President relied on Section 305. If you look at the Section 305 all through, Section 305 should also apply in the northern part of Nigeria where we had war. In the case of Rivers State, there's no war, no fight, the whole place is quiet, and yet the state of emergency was declared. And not only that, the elected governor was suspended, the House of Assembly was also suspended. This is somehow not proper. It's an illegal action. The Constitution did not empower Mr. President in any way. I have looked at the condition under which a governor can be removed. This was not part of the conditions in the Constitution. But I will give you why these actions. One, Mr. President seems to be very desperate to whip opponents to their knees. Wike is the asset man of Mr. President. Yes, on Wike, even last week came to Rivers State like a president. He came with the military, the army, the police, the navy, the air force, the DSS, gunboats, airplane, tanks, artillery, all were mobilized for a visit of a minister with the intention of causing crisis so that this state of emergency can be declared. Mr. President met with the 2 of them and set up an agreement. In that agreement, the same Fubara was asked to withdraw his case from the court. 2 of them. But the other party refused to withdraw their case. It's like 2 men carrying gun. You ask one man to drop his gun, and the other man did not drop his gun, and he didn't care. You don't blame him, and he asked him to shoot the man, and they shot him. And that is how they got the Supreme Court judgment they're talking about. Mr. President accused SAME of not implementing the agreement. If you look at it closely, nowhere in the world where a man who has resigned will be forced to come back and the governor will accept him. But the governor accepted. He said, accept House of Assembly members that have decamped from their party. He did. All the conditions, he complied with it, yet you are not satisfied. The River State elders looked at it, and some of us felt, no, these 8 terms conditions are not good for the state, and so we went to court. Those things we are telling the governor not to do that he applied are the ones that are today which haunted him. You went to Supreme Court with the same 8-point agenda. You asked the judges to write exactly what you wanted. And they did for you. The governor is willing to implement the Supreme Court judgment and is ready to do that, and they are saying they cannot accept it. Mr. President never blamed them. Pan Niger Delta Forum went to see Mr. President. I was among them who went there. Mr. President laid blame on the governor. He never blamed Iyesun Wike. Two people are fighting, and if you want to make peace, what you would have done is to say, okay, I fire my minister. At least you have the power to fire a minister that has been causing confusion, not only in the Niger Delta, also in the north and in the southeast. You did not fire him, but you can fire the governor that you don't have power to fire. These are things that are obvious. Now, other governors may be watching. Today is the turn of Sem Fobara. It will apply it to the other states, particularly the PDP states. Those governors that are stubborn that will not do his bit, it will sack them. National Assembly members, they are there. The law says they have to confirm, not the aspect of governor, the state of emergency. But in this case, he has also gone contrary to the Constitution. He has violated the Constitution. And is asking the National Assembly to approve for him that he violated the Constitution, and they all accepted. If National Assembly now think this is the president that they can trust, I worry, because definitely it will go, you know.
It's a matter of time. Like every one of them feels like they have a seat at the table. Of course, that's right. And this lady too, on the same matter, by the way. Please listen.
Princess Comrade Mrs. Rosemary John Odwane. And I will tell you for free, you can see the atmosphere woman feels at this moment. We are first saddened by the fact that we lost a father in the person of Chief E.K. Clark. And in the bid of it, Pandev went to see Mr. President. At that point, for me, it becomes like a coup that was plotted for our elders. Because that visit was on the 11th. And on the 12th of March, the FCT minister had a media chat. So why didn't that media chat come ahead, way ahead of time? Why wait until Pandev went to the villa to meet with Mr. President? So it was an orchestrated plan that was executed to rubbish the Niger Delta leaders, and then coming out to the press chat to seal that nonsense that they have orchestrated. It was a coup plotted against the region, and our elders were innocently that they fell into, ambushed and fell into that trap. Because one of the issues Mr. President talked about was going back. He charged the elders to go back and make peace with Wike and his godson, who happens to be our own son, and his just son, ruling as the governor of Rivers State for the first time after 24 years of democracy in Rivers State, that an upland have led the people. So for me, it was a coup, like I said. Now, coming to our question, we are calling on the international bodies because now he has declared a state of emergency. That is to tell you he has paralyzed every structure in the state. And also trying to now shift the blame to Fubara. How did the crisis started? Where is Wike in all of this problem? Is Fubara going to bear the brunt of it all? And Wike will be working as a free man. Ijaw people has always bear the brunt of all the crises, even in the Niger Delta region. Oil pipeline blown up. Did it happen in an Ijaw territory? Who blow it up? I tell you for free. Quote me, is Wike. It's orchestrated. It is pre-planned before even it happened. Because in his media chat, he made it clear. He said they will blow up pipeline. Is it only them that have monopoly of blowing up pipeline? Did he not say that? Yes. So how come the pipeline went off if it wasn't pre-planned or orchestrated? So we call on Mr. President to review his actions taken against the job people. Because an injury to one is an injury to all. I am from Bayelsa State. I am not a Rivers woman, but I am an Ijaw daughter. And I stand here as an Ijaw daughter to convene this meeting so that we will send our message clearly. Alameseya was wrongly impeached, just like in a movement like this. And today is the turn of Fubara. Are they saying that the Ijaw people are not good for governance? So can we be laying the goods, the egg that lays the goods, and then we'll be sidelined from milking from the federation account? In the first, Fubara allocation was seized from Fubara. Who dare them? Who dare Wike? How big is Wike? How big is he? Who made Wike? And I asked again, who made Wike? And Ijoma made Wike. Today, does he have respect for President Goodluck Jonathan? No. Does he have respect for Dime Bifaka, who held his hand and took him to Peter Odili? Does he respect her? No. And does Wike need respect? No. And so I asked again, who is Wike? Nobody. Who is he? That Wike will denigrate all of Ijaw nation. Wike telling us that Asawana is for our gods. Thunder should fire Ijaw. Thunder will continue to fire Wike. And the oil and gas passes through our ancestral land. Bringing an Akwa Ibomite to come and rule over River State will not work. It will not work. They might not touch me. It not go work, eh? It not go work. This state of emergency declared in River State is a state of emergency declared against the Ijaw nation. It is unconstitutional, it's a rape of our democracy, and we call on Mr. President to review his action against the Ijaw people. Because we can call for an...
I don't hear you. Just calm down, Auntie. The moment I was hearing the castrated, I didn't know she was saying they orchestrated. So when they now got to the eggs that laid the goose, I was like, Auntie, you need to calm down. It's like having like 1 million words running through your brain and you want to say everything at once. You just begin to, Asawana, they say me thunder fire Asawana. With any week, like normal, na with a guy. I didn't even hear that part. Me thunder fire Asawana. It's like Asawana is it's like an Ijaw god or something. Must be. Because everybody says it. Asawana, hey, Asawana, hey, something like that. So with the weekend now said that me thunder fire Asawana. Like, what the heck, man? That's very rude. You know? Talking about rude. One of the things that this generation of, this our uncles, aunties, and those people that are demanding for respect from us, the people that destroyed Nigeria, who left us with nothing, but they are demanding for respect from us. You are very rude. How can you tell the president is terrible? Don't you have home training? Go and apologize. That same generation, maybe they have something again to munch on. As the Gen Z continues, the call-outs or the calling out of the failed government of Tinubu, the cost of living crisis and, the mortgaging of their future by the supposed political ruling class. These young Nigerians have started calling out the religious leaders too. The GOs, the pastorpreneurs, the pulpit bandits, the sheikhs, the shartans, and the rest of them like that they have always been the enablers of those who are ruining Nigeria, the political class. So what are they doing, or what would they do in the face of this hardship in Nigeria right now? What are the religious leaders doing? Again, this may make you uncomfortable, especially those of you that love to fight for God, and then you will leave your own fight for God. It's really crazy, though, but I am going to warn you ahead of time, because these young people, they are not keeping prisoners in their own chosen medium of expressing their disgust and disappointment in the ruiners and their collaborators of ruining Nigeria. Let's go to this one. It's a long watch. Baba Gio.
So I'm just coming back from workout. I have to make this video. I'm sorry, but I have to make this video. So in response to the 30 days challenge going on, I want all Nigerians to take note of this, because when I thought I was crazy, but when I said it to someone, he was like, he's never thought about it this way. So I feel like I'm on to something here, and I'm just saying it for saying sake, because it is true, and I want every Nigerian to try to dissect everything I'm trying to say. So now we know that we have to start holding a few people accountable for what's going on in our country. It's high time we stopped, like, it's high time we start pointing fingers and holding a few people accountable, because we know that it's a few people running this country, like literally some friend group running this country. Right, so listen to this, right? I'm sorry if this may trigger anybody, maybe church members, but this is what I've noticed for years now. The former vice president of Nigeria, is a redeemed pastor, like a pastor with the Redeemed Church. The current president of Nigeria, his wife, is a redeemed pastor. The current EFCC chairman of Nigeria is a redeemed pastor. Now, I don't know if you follow this VDM versus Mesichimu incident, but you realize that, like, the 3-4 lawmakers, judges, and EFCC people that are literally using power to subdue the EZT guy, all of them are redeemed pastors. Now, we have this picture of hold on, let me show you the picture. So I wanted to put the picture with this video, but technically there's no need, because if you just go on your Google and search Tinubu and Adeboye, you will see countless pictures of them together, both with the wife who is a pastor, both pictures from years ago with Fashola and all of that. Let's say Fashola, sorry, what was his name? The former president of Lagos State, right? Anyways, so this man Adeboye, right, who is supposedly the head of pastor, like the most influential pastor in Nigeria, I feel like this man really shouldn't come out and say we should fast for anything, because he is literally somehow in the center of the different powers that have come and gone, and he's telling me he has no influence over them, but he has influence over us, in the sense that there's this video that was trending recently. A woman, when we were doing the End Bad Governance last year, this woman, she was hawking drinks on her head, and when they stopped her, they were interviewing her, she spoke very well. So people, you know, they were questioning her. She's like, she can't even take care of her kid. What was enough to get breakfast for her and her child is no longer enough. But because she spoke so well, they probed more and they asked her more questions, and she's like, yeah, she was working in a big school or something, but the administration changed hands and the new people that came, in her words, the woman fired everyone and brought in her people. Now, when I heard that, I was like, what is her people? Is it like her tribal people or her state people? But anyways, as she kept going, she now said, yeah, like the woman is a redeemed pastor, and when she fired everyone, the replacements she brought were all like part of the Redeemed Church. You know, when you see things here and here and here, you gotta piece them together and understand, because most people, they don't even understand that the world is so much deeper than they think, and not everything. I don't really believe in coincidences, especially when they happen one too many times. E.A. Adeboye has so much power in politics. He's literally a very political person. When Goodluck Jonathan was in power, he was one of the people that spearheaded the protest against Goodluck. The same Goodluck that said the USAID with the Obamas, they literally removed him from office and put in whoever they wanted. So like there were a lot of forces against Goodluck Jonathan, maybe because he wasn't doing their bidding or whatever. I'm not saying he was a good president, but during that Goodluck time, when everyone, they were allegedly, Obama through USAID started bringing in Boko Haram, E.A. Adeboye led a protest against Goodluck Jonathan. So tell me why he's now old buddy, old friend, wife being a pastor in his church, is now the president, and things are this bad, and this man cannot even say anything to criticize. But he's telling us to fast for 100 days, or at least not us. He's telling his people to fast for 100 days. And I'm like, you have this much power. We can literally see you. Like, if there is a cabal of churches, there are 3 people I would mention, but the first person would be this E.A. Adeboye guy. And I'm like, I see you having this much power. Like, I don't think there's any presidency that has come and gone that either they're your friends or they're pastors in your church. And remember, if you know how this whole church thing works, at the end of the day, it's the man at the top that is the god of the establishment. I'm sorry, Adeboye is over here, then all the rest pastors are under. So there is nothing except you want to. I mean, let's be honest. If you open the business now, no matter how big that business grows, you should know some of the things going on in your business. At the end of the day, you're the overall head, right? So I feel like this man knows and has control and power of so much to just be a bystander, to just act like he doesn't. Do you get, like, he always try to exclude himself and try to be neutral, when if you really look at his moves and the little things here, redeem pastors. So if you search Google right now and you search redeem pastor this, you will see, oh, redeem pastor raped a 10-year-old girl, redeem pastor killed his wife, redeem pastor slept with married. So the reason for that is because redeem is like what do they call it, you know how Mr. Biggs, there's Mr. Biggs here, Mr. Biggs here, so it's called like a franchise. They don't really vet their pastors. Allegedly, from what an ex-redeem pastor say, if you have money, they just tell you, okay, set up a church, take our logo. So that's basically like a business franchise. They don't vet the pastors. That's why today redeem pastor did this, tomorrow redeem pastors did this, because at the end of the day, it's just like a one-man's business. I will give you my logo as redeem, put it in your church, but at the end of the month, you gotta bring money to the headquarters, who at the end of the day bring money to me over there. So if you really look at it, there's like so many moves about this whole redeem church, not just redeem church now, but like a whole lot of things that Nigerians, we really, as much as we're holding political people involved, we really have to understand that these religious leaders at the end of the day are just men, and smart men at that, very smart, smarter than you. That is why some people would still bash and whatever, but if you really look at it with your inner eyes, you realize there's so many forces going on in Nigeria. It's not just political people now. There's so many people that don't want Nigeria to be better at the end of the day, because if Nigeria is better, you probably would not need them to pray for you to get that job or to live healthy. So many things would shut down if Nigeria was a good country and people were, actually being taken care of by the government as other countries are. So at the end of the day, we should really just be using our eyes to be looking at all those people one by one. Then we really know the problem or the problems we have in Nigeria. Peace out.
Seeing all of your comments, all the comments that everybody's coming, seeing everything. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. No, they bless me. Carry your phone talk. All right. Like this now, I'm dedicating this my page. I have over 80,000 followers here. I'm dedicating my page to repost. No matter how many followers you have, if like I have one follower, in as much as you open your mouth and say any trash, all the rubbish going on in this country.
I mean, I can't be the only person who has observed this. There may be other people too. There are other people too. It is going to be very hard, tough. For these people to be able to manipulate this younger generation like they did to their parents. I strongly believe that. Because, yeah, you may think that a majority of them are dedicating their time to, making comedy, this or that on TikTok and what have you. If you get onto TikTok, you get to see that they actually have one of the smartest collection of the young people ever. If they are interested in anything like maybe science, their research, how to create content around it. When they research, they read far and dig this up and that, you'll be so surprised. That's one thing I actually love about some of these videos about young Nigerians who are discussing the politics and the politicians, including seeing beyond just politics and politicians, seeing those who are also a member of that 1% club, the religious bodies and what have you. So there is hope after all, because you have to be politically smart. You have to actually educate yourself before you can begin to possibly, process the information you've managed to dig out or dig up politically. And that's how it works. And that's how you're going to have a smart generation that will know that no matter how smart or how talented they might be, with wrong leadership, their destiny can totally be altered, destroyed, stolen. Like many generations said, destiny have been stolen. Dreams have been stolen or destroyed by these rogues. So there is hope after all. I kind of feel like that. Still on their 30 days rant challenge. Let's continue with this one.
You open your mouth and say any trash, all the rubbish going on in this country. You just say your own part. Tag me in that video. I'm coming to repost it. Let me tell you, social media is the most powerful tool that you will have now. If you are really tired of everything going on, you know why? Because you can stay here in Nigeria and be trending a topic in America. We are here in Nigeria. We can be trending worldwide. It's not a joke. Nigeria and the day for this country do boat cruise with South Africa. They jam South Africa economy. Hunger wire them. Their press, they had to make a press statement to beg Nigeria to stop the boat cruise. That's how powerful social media is, if you don't know. Think our population is a joke. 300 million people, over 100 million as active social media users. See, all these our government officials, they gave some businesses outside the country. They gave some shares outside the country. They gave some infrastructures, businesses that are run outside the country. Even their flights, their visa, their whatever, all of them are international things, I tell you, if you pick one of them and you have like 50 million of us do video on that person's head, tell the whole world how terrible that person is, how bad that person is. I tell you, that person is going to lose his deals. It's going to affect his business. It's going to affect his relationship outside the country. If he even go one country, they go deny him visa. You don't know. Okay, if you don't know how powerful your social media, everything where they talk for social media is, why do you think that this government, they are paying a huge amount of money to bloggers just to shut you up? Just so that they will not post you again. They are paying a lot of money. If you think that, okay, your videos, nobody they see your videos. Who tell you say nobody they see your videos? If you want to know whether they see your videos, open your mouth now, talk anywhere where I see Tinubu, I go kill him. Talk him. If you talk him, tomorrow morning, they won't carry you. My page now is dedicated for repost. Active. If I tire, I go tell person may continue from where I stop. But any video where you talk about any rubbish where they go on for this country, tag me for that video and they call repost them.
Hey guys, so today is my second day on the rant challenge, and I'm here to tell you, Mr. Tinubu, President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, that your whole administration is a terrible administration. And in this video, I will be addressing the Minister of Education and the Commissioner of Education for Delta State. Your administration are terrible. They are the worst administration ever. You people should be ashamed of yourself for occupying such office. As a Minister of Education, you are supposed to look after anything concerning education in Nigeria as a minister. But what are you doing? You are doing nothing. You are doing nothing. I can remember in 2017, I paid 16,500 naira to write my WAEC. It's the same WAEC that students are paying 120,000 naira for in 2025. 120,000 naira for WAEC. 120,000 naira. I wrote WAEC with 16.5, 2017. Now, if you just go to the streets, you will see a lot of students that are not going to write this 2025 WAEC. Why? Because there's no money. They did not register. They don't have money to register. Go to the market, you will see students that are supposed to be in school. They are hawking pure water. They are selling things. Minister of Education, I'm talking to you. Go to the market. You will see students that are supposed to be in school. They are hawking. Why? Why? Because your administration is a failed administration. In 2017, I bought 80 leaves. 80 leaves for 120, 150. Now 80 leaves is 600 naira, be 700 naira in some places. 80 leaves. Okay, let's talk about the private schools. Before, a parent can use 30,000 naira to register 2 years old. 2 years old, yeah, 2 years old in school. Now, if you want to register your 2 years old, you are going to owe nothing less than 150. And that is not even a standard school, though. It's not a standard private school, though. Let's not even go there. Just normal, casual private schools around. You are going to owe nothing less than 120 for a 2 years old, 1 year old. And you are saying your administration is not a failed administration. Minister of Commissioner and Minister of Education, Your administration are failed administration, and you people are supposed to be ashamed of yourself. I can remember in 2018 when I was going to Benin to write my post-TME, I paid 600 naira from Warri to Benin, 600 naira. Now, if you want to go to Benin, you spend nothing less than 5,000 naira to go to Benin here. From Warri to Benin, you pay nothing less than 5,000 naira. Minister of Transportation, what are you doing? What is your job? What is your job? Mr. President, your whole administration is terrible. A terrible administration. The worst thing that have ever happened to Nigeria is you, Mr. Tinubu.
So I made a video yesterday talking about how Pastor Adeboye is still involved in Nigerian politics to act like a bystander and ask his members to fast and pray for the country to be better. And the video made me realize two things. First, a lot of people are actually awakening spiritually when we're talking about how African pastors, especially Nigerian pastors, are one of the biggest problems we have in this country. And the second thing I realized is a lot of people don't even understand what that statement means, and so you could see them in the comment section trying to buttress their own points. Right. So I just want to make this known and try to explain myself.
I like you. She had to come back to make a rejoinder video again. You are hearing them. They said that these ones have coconut head, or maybe they are called the Sorosoke 2 generation. I'll let them finish because of our time. Please, me darling.
Right. So I just want to make this known and try to explain myself further, because when I made the video yesterday, I was a bit scared. But seeing that this 30 days rant challenge is actually a thing and people are actually supporting people speaking out, I feel like we should address this better. Now, a few years ago, Pastor Adeboye made a statement on his altar. He said, before the church ends, he needs somebody to donate 1 billion naira.
The grace of God can give 1 billion naira. And in the power of God, such people should please see my secretary in the office tonight for a very special announcement. And then there'll be some of you who can say, Daddy, I wish I can give 1 billion, but all I can afford is 100 million. Such people should also see my secretary after the program tonight.
This was at least 5 years ago. He wants somebody to donate 1 billion naira before the church ends. Do you think it's you that is an everyday Sunday attendee that he was referring to? These pastors have political sons that one person or even more than one person can just offer to give that 1 billion that Sunday. Now, you as a human being and somebody with the fear of God, would you ever question this 1 billion you're giving me? Where did you get it from? 1 billion naira years ago when billion was still billions. Every politician, the politicians that you guys want us to leave the spiritual leaders and focus on the politician, every politician has a spiritual father who they go to for advice, who they go to, they bless the pastor with, little token, stolen tokens. A few years ago, Chris Oyakilomi's church had to return millions of naira to one industry like that. Why? Because it was proven that one of their leading staffs stole millions of naira and sent it to the church as tithe and offering. And because of that evidence, the church had to refund those millions of naira. This pastor should not be excluded in what is going on in Nigeria, because not only are they politically involved, they've endorsed political leaders, literally made their members vote for political leaders of their choice. So why, if the country is bad, we should exclude them and say they have no this thing whatsoever? A lot of redeemed pastors are involved in politics. That is not a coincidence, and I would not believe you tell me that the man in charge of this redeemed church has little or no influence over these people and what they do. Because remember, he wants someone to give him 1 billion naira before the church ends. That is not a civil servant that can give that money. That is obviously either a corrupt politician or a corrupt worker who is stealing money from his office or wherever they work. You, as a Christian, ask yourself, if Jesus Christ existed in our time today, would he be making the moves some of your GOs are making? Let's be honest. If you want to be really sincere, you realize that these men that our parents grew up, and we also kind of grew up adoring as second in command to God, again, they are just smart Nigerians who know how to play the game, enrich themselves, have slaves as members, because the video of the pastor who made his church members eat grass and stuff, those are also church members of a certain pastor. You cannot tell those members that their pastor is fake. You cannot tell those members that their pastor is just using them. They would swear on their life that you're crazy. So because your pastor does not make you eat grass, does not mean he's not on a more diabolically manipulating role in the society. Also, remember, if Nigeria is free of hunger today, you would not need handouts from a lot of these people. They would not need to share their rice. If we really want a change in Nigeria, we should hold everyone accountable because of their actions that we've seen them do. This same E.A. Adeboye called Tinubu Abraham. This is Tinubu's words when they were ordaining Tinubu's wife as a pastor in the Redeem. Allegedly, he said, I can pull this up. He said Adeboye called him Abraham. And when he probed Adeboye, like, what does that mean? He said, Father of Nations. Your GOs are fraternizing with the politicians that you people have agreed are ruining the country. So why should we exclude them when we are holding people accountable for ruining the country? That is my question. These men do not move godly. They do not move like they are for the people. Remember, in the Bible, God challenged a prophet to go to the kings and challenge the kings. But we don't have any Nigerian pastors speaking out. Why is that, if I may add? Right.
My dear, you are just too good. I came across our videos and I was mesmerized, still pretty much mesmerized of her and her intelligence, articulative, presentation, so to say. She did a wonderful job. I mean, for her age, for her generation, and the fact that she acknowledged the feedback from people who are also like of her age, as she said, truly, it seems that a lot of people are waking up. Rather than just throwing tantrums in defense of your Baba Gio or Mama Gio, whatsoever. So I like it. I do. And I love the fact that she said, these were the people that our parents looked up to when we were growing up. Even us, we looked up to them when we were growing up, not knowing that they were in bed with the people who are ruining Nigeria. So if you condemn the ruiners of Nigeria, what about their enablers, their spiritual fathers and mothers? So for our age, for our level of political exposure, again, I'm going to say there is hope. There is. Our time is almost gone as well, but let me show you this other one. It's also a longer rant. In their rant, sort of 30 days rant challenge. Please watch this.
Hi everyone, good morning. I'm really not happy about this Lagos copper who dropped a video of saying that the president is terrible. Guys, like, is the president not terrible? Is he not terrible? I can't even afford my daily meal. Like, I can't afford my daily meal anymore. I'm a businesswoman. The item I get to buy 200k this year, this month, the next month, I will not be able to buy 200k anymore. It will be 400 or even more. Prices of things are going up. I just bought bread yesterday and I bought one loaf of bread for 2,500. My parents depend on me. I can't even feed them. I can't send them money anymore. The things like, it's getting up to here. And you want us not to prostitute. You want us not to follow ministers. You want us not to follow senators. You want us not to follow Yahoo boys. We are trying, we are trying our best. I am ready to work. I am a businesswoman. I am ready to give it all out for my business to grow, but it's not helping matters. Like, the country is not helping matters. Things are fucking expensive. My parents will call me, Nebo, how far? Because I need them, even 10,000 naira. I'll be struggling now to send them 10,000 naira. And you want me to judge those who are standing on the road? You want me to judge those who are prostituting? How can I come out plain to say, ladies, stop prostituting, you can actually do a legit work, how? Which mouth I want to talk? Things are really, really expensive. Things are really, really expensive. I woke up this morning, I was listening to this video on TikTok.
Assuming the current member even violates the bylaw, maybe 1 month extension, but in this case she has not even violated anything, and you are calling to threaten her. The woman is not the spokesperson of President Tinubu. If somebody says Tinubu is a terrible president, is that not a statement of fact for which millions of Nigerians are in agreement?
Yeah, in agreement.
And so why did he say Lagos is smelling? Lagos is stinks and whatever. Why do we have Loma in Lagos? When you make such a statement, Barrister, when you make such a statement about the president, do you have evidence to substantiate all that you have said? Or can you make that claim in both statements with your right claims? Can you make it with your right claims? Or do we just say it because we just have to say it? No, saying that.
Okay. Like, guys, things are really expensive. Things are really expensive. Pure water bag, 1 pure water now is now 50 naira. 1 pure water is now 50 naira. Bread, a loaf of bread is 2,500. Like, toothbrush, armpit spray. People are walking about smelling because armpit spray is now 5,000 naira per one. How do you want us to survive? Like, how do you guys want us to survive? I am tired. I am tired of being a man. Like, I'm tired. You guys need to help us. President Tinubu, you need to come in and do something. It is frustrating. Like, I am tired. I am tired. I can't do this anymore. Like, things are expensive. Gary, the Gary he even used in doing adverts during his campaign. Cassava, Gary, Ewa, and the rest of them. How much is a cup of Gary in the market? The poor can no longer afford it. Talk more of the rich. Talk more of those who are even middle class. You guys need to do something. Like, you need to do something. I am tired. I woke up this morning. I can't even afford breakfast for myself because things are really expensive. I am tired, please. President Tinubu, you need to do something. You need to come out and help us. Like, do something. We are tired.
The farmer will make more money. Your lunch will not be imported. Cassava, Gari, Ewa, the farmers will make money. The dinner.
Everybody is tired. From the north to the east to the west to every corner. And you can easily tell that is why you have a lot of mad people roaming everywhere. Here is another street. This one is a shift and see prof. It's different from the street prof earlier.
Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. money and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, voxe populi, voxe Dei.
Nigeria gone. Oh, in the middle. Like if you want factory-fitted wheelies, they are there. If you want China-made wheelies, they are there. And if you want the ones, maybe say now the local wheelie, maybe say now all the Amadio are them, all those the local ancestors them, now they run them mad. They are there. We they look what you, and that's why they are saying that when lunatics takes over the asylum. That's the textbook. What you are seeing in Nigeria, the way Nigeria is kind of like currently, that is the textbook definition of lunatics have taken over asylum. No joke, So, oh my heart gone, Unfortunately, yesterday, something happened. And it's an explosion that indeed was very tragic because it was a fuel tanker versus a truck. But that truck was said to be a CNG truck, those gas distant. And just like that, along a Karu Road near Nyanya Bridge or so, the explosion, boom, was actually captured on camera. So viewers' discretion is advised. I have done my best to reduce the effect of this graphic visuals, okay? But at the same time, right? Abuja last night.
Fire new for that Karu Bridge. See fire. Did they see fire, ba? They see fire, ba? If I say cars not the bomb for there itself. See people they run.
Karu Bridge is really on a disastrous situation. The tanker exploded, caught fire, and there has been about 6 different explosions so far. Please stay safe. Those coming from town, find where to park and stay safe from AYA. Can you see it? Hey, see a car, see a car, see a car, see a human being. A car. Wow, he threw a car. Can you see it? You see a car thrown from that place to here. Watch.
Jesus. What is this, God? God, what is this? Jesus. Oh, God of Israelites. Oga, please do fast. Oga, please do fast, please. Jesus, please. Jesus. My goodness. Oh, God.
Accident live at Karu Bridge just now. A lot of people are burning. That you called road safety. That you call road safety. People are dying. People are burning. Anybody that close to road safety should call road safety. That you call fire service. People are dying. People are burning. Karu Bridge around Kubo. People are dying. People are dying. People are burning. Hey, God. People to try to rescue. We need fire service. At Karu Bridge right now. People are dying. People are burning. God. Hey, God. People should help. People should help. God. All people are burning. People are dying. God. Hi. God. Hi, God. Hey! Look at human being burning. Nobody can get close. Hey! Hi. Oh, God. Now people they born here like that too. Now human being they born. See human being they God. God. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Inna lillahi. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Oh, people are dying, burning. Burning, killing, oh, la ilaha illallah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Akpabiole.
Nigeria says like the weapon fashioned against you. You know, Nigeria is like that spirit, right? That is following you everywhere. And it's like reminding you, say, Nami go kill you. Nami go kill you. So you know that kind of thing, like, that's exactly what Nigeria is. At the back of everybody called Nigerian. Anytime, any day, yeah, your life is as God. Emergency medical response, high right, they are coming. You know? The first sort of uniformed eyewitness, the first responder, I would say, who tried to explain what happened a few minutes after the explosion yesterday. Listen.
Contacted, they come around, they extinguished the fire. The police is here to control the crowd. From what I'm told, although that cannot be ascertained, there are some casualties. The figures will be given when everyone is planted. Some critically injured people are reported to the Socorro General Hospital. So for now, that's where we are. We're trying to, right now, clear the road so that motorists can, traffic can be eased, so that motorists can go about their normal. Thank you. Okay. Your position, sir? I'm the Director of Search and Rescue, Headquarters, National Emergency Management Agency. The name again, sir? Thank you very much. The name again, sir? Air Commodore Kenneth Oyo. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Like you're not spared. That you are a rich man, you know, you can buy your way or buy protection for yourself in some areas, right? If, you know, a messed up system like that is still a danger to you, even with your money. Because when this stuff like this will happen, right? Your money may not be able to save you. In fact, your money won't be able to save you. You may be driving like that and stuck in traffic in Lagos. And while you are there, still wondering what is the reason for this, you know, this mad traffic. A trailer may just drop this load over you from the bridge right there and dump it on you there. That's it. From where you are wondering, waiting cause the traffic. Now, so you go to wonder for heaven's sake, what's that they do for here? I say, come here, come closer, come here. You wondering? Come here. Say, no, I don't understand. You know, like that movie now, when you appear in heaven, by shock. Like you didn't even see it coming. Like, oh. Where am I? Is it, yeah, bro, calm down, come straight down here. This is the border between the heaven and hell. Your name, please. Say, what? I was just in a traffic in Lagos now, going to Yanopaja, and the next thing I said, everything just went black. And then I found myself here, say, well, you are dead. Anyway, come here, come close. Your name, so we can check whether you are still going to hell. I've been this area, you have to be, that kind of shock. That is what Nigeria is, where your money can't even save you. Even when you run around to make money, like this woman who gave her own eyewitness account, she saw her own husband burn to death in that same inferno, right? So initially they said it was caused by a CNG truck, like I said, but it has come back not to be the true, partially. We do not have, the evidence of what really happened. But on the side of Tinubu and his gang, the moment they saw a cylinder that was supposed to be the CNG or the supply of gas to the CNG truck, that, colluded with the petrol tanker or the fuel tanker, as they claimed, so that the cylinder didn't explode, gave them the conclusion that it wasn't a CNG explosion. But there were several explosions, like it wasn't just one, there were about 4 to 5 explosions. In one of the videos, we saw where one of the explosions actually flung a whole car. Did you see that? I was like, oh my God, that is like a movie. Oh, and they flung a car like that. That's some Hollywood stuff there. If you, if you don't want to dispute that, right? Like, it was obvious, wasn't it? Anyway, a woman who allegedly lost her husband, right? So the inferno.
Coming back home today, have a car Corolla 24147. So they say explosion happened yesterday. I'm away going home. I said, let me brand to see what happened yesterday. So I asked those road safety that go hospital, Caro Hospital. When I go Caro Hospital, I see dead body. I see he roasted. He roasted. But the clothes, he's throwing clothes are organizing. He's there now. So, thank God. Help my life. Sorry.
All this is singing now, baby.
Yeah.
What you talk?
I say one tanker dey my house now, where it fly reach my house.
How come?
This oxygen, this one where lie down here, see am.
The cylinder.
The cylinder.
The cylinder dey your house.
It dey my house. Yeah.
It fly from here reach
right.
your house.
Where's your house? Back here. Okay, wait. Let me take it.
So they found one that didn't explode, and they partially concluded that it wasn't the CNG. But a lot of people believe it was the CNG, that the explosion wasn't a fuel tanker, just fuel tanker. And they ruled out they ruled out an act of terrorism as well. Like CNG collapsed with a fuel tanker. That is going to be massive explosion, obviously. But we have no idea what the motive is. But that happened in Abuja yesterday. The number of people who died is actually yet to be disclosed. So we have no idea how many people died. We have no idea how many people, really got injured, and the degree of their burns. No idea. So to those who died, we can say, may their souls rest in peace. So those of you who are NYSC members who possibly codedly, either secretly or openly condemn Raye for making the video about the hardship that those of you who want to serve Nigeria are facing, 33,000 naira alawi, which she condemned. Your new boss, NYSC boss, I think, just made an announcement. An announcement that it will now pay you the 77,000 naira. By the way, sorry, I was reading something on there. Watch this though.
But with effect from March Alawi, I can assure you. So with effect from March Alawi, you are leaving, right? Yes. For those of you that are leaving 27th, right? Yes. I've already signed 77,000 naira for your Okay, you are afraid of arrears. Okay, if there's any arrears, we have your document and we have your bank details. We are going to get your money. But
it's like nobody believes him, right? But he made the announcement, though, that from this month, March, you will collect 77,000 naira alawi. As for the arrears, okay, we have your details. We'll send you the arrears too. Anyway, that is where normally we should draw the curtain, but I think we can close it with I don't know, I can call it the bravery of these people in this community in their own recorded or documented way they approached the Fulani terrorists currently lurking around their communities. This particular one, I wanted to see it.
Here can never be a Enugu. Here can never be a Enugu state. Look at them. I don't believe. Oye webule. Here no be Enugu state. Here, come here. Move. Go there, pursue your car. Go there, control your car. Move it. Move it. I go wipe your head now. Move it. Come. Come on, move it also. Move it. Hold on, go. Fulani, turn the fire, you people. Turn the fire, you people. Now, move it. Fulani, turn the fire, you people. When I destroy people farm, anyhow, move it. Kawunde ke onye. Ndeka bo Fulani na.
Can they like that front?
Make it go front. Na Fulani.
Make it go front na.
Na Fulani be this.
Oh.
Na them. Una the spoil people farm. Una the spoil people farm anyhow. Come on, move it also. Come on, move it also.
Come on, they go sharp.
Move it also.
They do anyhow. You want my question?
Una. Come on, move it. Una the spoil people farm. Huh? The spoil people farm.
Plus, on a the carry gun, sir. Move it, come on, move it.
They go quick. You know where?
You say you know where? You know where? You carry cow.
You know where?
Other people something they spoil am.
They spoil their farm.
So all those ones they spoil.
I don't know whether I don't mess stuff. This place they smell. Hey, good phone. Now holy nation. Holy nation. Now they will enter for our place. They do anyhow. Here no be Enugu state. We have to say I go rep women. Collect this stick. They took them inside Nyash. When I still here in Enugu.
God forbid.
You know say God dey exist, abi? I'm a Juba man bargain now.
For the record, the people that are marching them out of their community, they are not doing so with just phones. So you don't have to see what they had to use in order for them to be obeyed by these armed Fulani terrorists. Because they have been terrorizing the lives of the supposed locals, farmers, especially in this southern part of Nigeria, where we have been suffering endlessly. There's no end in sight, by the way. So I'll leave all of it at that. And I'm going to come back in a minute or two just to take calls tonight. So if you are there to leave, as usual, right? Remember to like the broadcast, okay? Like it, share it, and even subscribe to my channel. But if you want to add your own contribution to this convo, as usual as well, the number to call is right there on your screen. Please use it. And when I come back, we shall have a phone-in session. I'll be right back.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
Forget about it. I have my first caller this evening. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening. Mahigo, how are you doing?
I am very well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm just laughing because I've been watching your program, and the thing is that, to be fair with you, if you listen to, there was an interview I wanted you to play. There's an interview where the Vice President, Peter Obi, was interviewed by Sheung, where he said, if you swear in Shetima and Tinubu, people that did not meet the constitutional requirement, is the end of democracy, and it's tantamount to military rule.
I remember.
Through the back door.
I met that.
The way he made that interview then, as at 2023, after the election, people were laughing, thinking this guy is just making noise. They are seeing the reality now. Because it has been one illegality after the other.
It is.
They keep pushing it to what they get what they want. Now, if you look at what is happening, if you remember when Tinubu started with AC, or is it AD, from Lagos, Ogun, to all of the Southwest, except one state now. He's now moved it up to Kogi. He cut it back to Southeast. He's got Imo. The aim is to capture Southeast and South-South in the next election. The Imo election and the other election that took place was a trial of what they're going to do. And the next stage, what they were doing in Rivers is to get money to pay anybody that needs to be payable. The senators, did you listen?
It's unstoppable right now, because like the entire institutions that are supposed to act as checks and balances are completely compromised. There's no way out.
They're not compromised. They're not compromised. Okay. Is that people do not have standard. If you remember, there was a time I called and I said, until people start realizing that life is not about money, it's about your conscience. When you go to bed and sleep at night and wake up and you say, this thing I did today is okay. Until Nigerians start realizing that everything is not about money, the institution will never work. And that is what is happening. The money they are releasing from Rivers is the money they're going to use to bribe the senators and House of Assembly to pass that bill.
I mean, from their millions of allocation. So if they are spending like 2 billion to bribe them, that's just a fraction of what they are.
Did you not hear? Did you not hear what they said? They released all the money that was seized under the to a sole administrator, to one person who was appointed by.
I don't know why people are not asking that. I saw a clip earlier where some of their leaders in Port Harcourt, Abi Rivers, are beginning to ask, where is Fubara?
Listen, I don't care about where Fubara is, to be honest with you. I'll tell you the truth. Yes. It's like what you're doing now. I come tomorrow and tell you, Mayogu, I want to start advertising how to become a millionaire overnight without work. And you agree. The day that thing falls back, even you that is supporting me will also be party to the problem. Fubara was parcel of this system when him and Wike was running the business.
That's right.
When Wike gave him the power, he knew the kind of person he was dealing with, because Wike showed him his hand when he was dealing with Amici. You cannot go and sit down in a shop and in an armed robbery den and be filling the gun with be putting the gunpowder inside the bullet. Then when police come to arrest, you now say you are innocent. If you did not do your part, we will not go to where we are now. In as much as he's looking like a victim of the whole thing, in reality, he participated in worse things.
He actually benefited greatly because he
benefited from it because he didn't win the election. He did not win the election in Rivers State.
The whole rigging and all that.
All the rigging and everything favored him. So, but we know what should happen. That's why when people are saying, "Oh, Tinubu, this thing is illegal," I say, "You're wasting your time." Tinubu had the temerity to remove him because he knew he did not win the election. Worst case scenario, they will go and bring the original result. They will take it to the Supreme Court and change the election and change it. It's just that they needed that money now for something else. That reverse money is needed to settle some people.
Well, Tinubu is going to get away with this again. Like a lot of people have reacted, like Atiku, Obi, Shore, and even this Rufire and others. And they are saying that this could be the only thing that will unite them at the end of the day. Now that it seems like the constitution they have all been pretending to be obeying is dead now, according to them. So what do you
listen? There was never a constitution. Let's be realistic. What is a constitution? A constitution is an agreement in principle among people that is voted for, and also you go through what do you call it again? After you agree constitution, you take it through referendum. That paper there was never taken through referendum.
No.
So you didn't have a constitution. You have something like a constitution. Like if you remember those days when we were young, when they do advert, say if it's not paracetamol, it can never be the same thing as is it Panadol or whatever they call it. You can put the sign on it, but it's not do the same thing. And that is exactly what happened to Nigerians. The good thing about this thing happening is opening people's eye to realize that listen, we don't have a constitution. Because the same constitution was there when Buhari came in and did not obey the quota system. The same constitution has come in. Tinubu has said, you know what? You took it to 5.5. Me, I'm going to take it to 7. Buhari did 80% northern. I'm going to do 100% southwest. In short, 100% my boys, not even southwest. 100% my boys. And I'll even go as far as chasing anybody I want out of the country. The next stage is going to go now. You see, Rufire, all these people that even Peter Obi, if he's not careful, they're going to chase him out of the country. The same thing they did in Lagos. They're going to chase you, anybody they don't want out of Lagos. And that is where they're going to go to. And if you remember what I told you, they're going to put, like I said, the center is going to be full of gang members. Where do you control? I'm controlling South-South. Wike is delivering on his polling unit. What's the name? Everybody is delivering on his own side. Anybody not delivering doesn't get anything. Anybody not delivering on his polling unit.
Everything is playing out as projected anyway. And the only thing that is missing is the implosion, the violence part of it. For now, it seems like the whole place is collapsing like slowly, but the people are catching up even slower. But we'll see, right? Thank you so much. Let me take another call, okay? God bless you, sir. Here is another caller. Over.
Hey, my Eguli General.
Yes, sir.
This is Windy.
Yes, I've seen the sign. The Windy City. How are you doing this evening? Because it's evening also.
Yeah, it's like after 5 in Chicago.
Almost. Anyway.
Oh.
Here we are. The latest developments from this contraption that keeps giving. Never cease giving.
All I gotta say is I just want to say thank you very much for bringing us up to date. Boy, come at a price. Because I'm not that emotional, but I got emotional when I see that lady crying, everybody. Now the thing is, I got emotional, then I got mad. Because if people are bullying you, troop out in millions. Yes, some people are going to lose their life, but at least do something. You see, I just don't understand why Wike, Tinubu, it's like a group of gangs. You know, like a group of gangs, they just do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, and they're like, there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Yeah, for Wike to be standing there and telling a landowner that is either you take the money or I change my mind. I felt like I just had a gun. I had a gun and just kill him. At least that's one of. I know they will kill me too.
Wow.
Yes. And as far as the tankers, I wonder when people will get the idea to be driving between tank, gasoline tank to the barracks or the army and everything. You know, the brake just failed, and I found myself in your quarters, and it blew up.
That's it.
So I mean, yeah, because I wish that fire inferno happened at what they call their thing in Abuja, one of their institutions. It might not get to there, but one of the army barracks, just kill a whole bunch of them. Maybe they will. I mean, because this is happening to just ordinary, common people.
People who are going through a lot, and yet their lives
People are going through a lot. I mean, honestly, I just don't know. I mean, I really, really don't know. It's like, and I was thinking, I don't think we that in diaspora, I don't think we will be able to return home. Everybody buckle up.
Well,
not anytime soon. I don't think so.
It's going to happen at all. I think we are going to go back home, but it may not be to this contraption as it is currently structured at the end of the day. But yeah, I understand your sentiments, Baba.
Maigu, thank you very much. I appreciate what you're doing. And I'm telling everybody, I'm asking, I'm pleading for people to give this video a like. Please, I'm pleading. I'm not asking.
Let's get us to
1,000
plus. If we could
more than that.
2,000 of us viewing earlier. Currently, the video
thank you.
You know what I mean? Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, man.
Appreciate that, sir.
All right.
Thank you. That's a windy city, ladies and gentlemen. So presently, it shows that we've had about 21,000 of us who have actually seen the video on YouTube so far. So it simply means that those who came in and stopped and left, they come back in and stopped. And you know what I mean? So if you are here, you can like the broadcast to make the number count. This is Paul. Hello.
Hello, Michael. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, Baba?
I'm fine. This is Paul from Belgium.
That's right. Paulo from Belgium. Please.
How is the family?
Well, we thank God. I mean, we can't complain. Thanks for asking, though.
Okay. Very fine, nice broadcast. What I want to say is that with the trend of things happening now, both in the National Assembly and with Tinubu and all these shenanigans, I think the best thing for Nigerians to do is to boycott the election. Let them not even be thinking about 2027.
Does anybody believe there is going to be a real election in Nigeria in 2027 with the way things are now? I don't understand.
It will never happen. Never. It will never. The coalition they are talking of, who are they coaliting for? They are wasting their time. There's just a waste of time.
Fayemi was there. Rufire was there. Even though Fayemi said he is not joining any coalition a few days ago, today is part of the coalition who are calling on Tinubu to resign his decision in Rivers State. So it's like the controlled opposition thing is real,
Yeah, no matter what, because the people advocating for the coalition and they are trying to, instigate the thing. It's never, even if it works, it's not going to work to the interest of the people. It's like just going on a round circle, It doesn't make any sense to me anyway.
We shall see how they play this whole thing and how they hold it together for how long. We shall see.
It's not going to make any impact at all. So the best thing, I wonder if people are agitating, everybody is talking, so why are they still talking about the election? Do they really do a real election or just let's fulfill let's just
righteousness, pretend that you have an election so that he can
that kind of
pretend to have a legitimacy, kind of.
There is nothing. There is even common sense. The entire people that are in Nigeria, common sense tells you that if you ask any of them that are going to, who wants to go and vote, who is advocating for 2027 election, just ask one of them, please tell me a single institution that is in Nigeria that is working. Just one. Don't even mention two. Just one institution that is working in Nigeria. There is none. So what are you going to, or is it the election that you go to vote that will work? You say it's not working. You're going there to vote is a mere waste of time.
Just a validation to validate their
so what you do, if people can advocate for everybody to stay at home in the day of election, let them choose and write their result and go and put themselves there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Let me take another one, okay? Because of our time.
Okay.
Thanks so much for calling in, right? That's
okay, and God bless.
Here is another column.
That's the best thing.
Hello. Let me take another one, okay? Because of our time.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, hello, my ego.
Hello, sir. How are you?
How you doing, brother? It's been a while. It's Victor.
I know,
calling from
that's
Frankfurt.
Victor. I know. I'm very well, by the way. Yourself? How you doing?
I'm good. You know.
Fantastic.
I actually meant to call you since you came back from Atlanta. I would not spoken.
I know well, that was like nearly 2 weeks or so.
A while ago. Exactly.
Well, anyway.
Yeah,
By
my
the way,
brother.
so there's been a lot going on. A lot.
I know. It's so.
River State and,
you know. What's going on in Nigeria is so disheartening, my brother. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. We don't have democracy, unfortunately. You know, the state culture is gaining. It's taking a toll on the people, and Tinubu is, spreading his tentacle all over the places, and they're doing all he can to make sure that
state capture.
2027 is right on his palm. Whether we like it or not, he has already decided that he's going to, compel us to accept him as, for the next 8 years.
I know. And there's nothing anybody can do.
Well, if he thinks there's nothing anybody can do, we'll wait and see. I feel sorry for him though, because he's not thinking. He doesn't seem to realize the amount of enemy he has right now. Anyway, my fear is the terrorism that is taking place in Nigeria right now. That people don't seem to be noticing.
Have you noticed that lately it seems to be like increasing, and then whereas like the government continue to also avoid all this news about they
don't care.
They killed 3. Yeah, I think I have the image, by the way. They killed 3 soldiers in Yobe yesterday, Baba. I don't know if you see that video. See that image. They were kidnapped about 5 days ago. They've actually like killed them. Let me see if I can put the picture. So, but they are like avoiding it. Tinubu and they're just avoiding it. This is security, Baba.
I feel so sorry for our security men, who are kind of caught in the middle of all this. You think that explosion, that inferno that took place in Abuja yesterday is by accident? Did you see the amount of cylinders? Those are explosives loaded with whatever. You understand me? People are saying that it's what was it called, a tanker and all this bullshit.
And now, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Have you seen? For anybody that has seen what was happening in Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, all this whatever, to know what is taking place right now in Abuja. This is not by accident. It is not just a mere coincidence. What are those cylinders doing there?
And what are the chances? What are the odds that a fuel tanker is driving this way? A CNG truck is coming this way. What are the odds that they just meet at the same
terrorist
time
attack
and boom?
This is terrorist attack, man. Anybody that is sensible would know that this is terrorist attack.
Like they are testing the ground or something, or what?
I just hope more of it didn't come up in the next few weeks. We don't have security.
Because they're wasting their time tracking people who are talking about Tinubu rather than actually track criminals.
Imagine. They will just leave the substance and be chasing shadow, running after unnecessary things. My brother,
Anyway, Victor, Thank you so much, for calling in as well, and welcome back.
Thank you, bro. Let's pray for our country,
Thanks very much. You have a good one, okay? So indeed, there are so many things that ordinarily are wrong with this Tinubu. There was this chat I was having with a friend of mine, and I think it was yesterday. And I said, I mean, pardon my own sort of ignorance in this, because I can be ignorant, okay? Based on this, my own projection or something, right? I said, everything Tinubu has been doing pretty much like gives me two feelings about this 2027 that people talk about a lot. The first one is like, it doesn't seem like Tinubu cares about any second term, even though he does. Don't get me wrong. Like his actions, his policies, and the way his regime has been addressing the people. Here you get now. And then the accusation of a plan to have a one-party state, and the exact way they are all acting, as if to say it is a script that they have to pretty much like act out, even if it's going to cost them a revolution or something, that they are going to have to run away from Nigeria, or they are going to get kicked out of power by 2027. So to me, I'm like, some of his actions are pointing to that impression that he doesn't care. And the Ronukus have been using that line to further deceive the gullible people by saying Tinubu is taking important, or is making important decisions because he doesn't care about being president in that regard. He just wanted to make Nigeria better. So that is why his policies are making life hell for you, but they are going to make your life better later. That Tinubu is just trying to recover Nigeria for you and your future. Now, if to say Tinubu wanted to, like Tinubu didn't care, and he wanted to be like others, he will be doing things that you are all going to be happy about. That's the kind of stupid line of argument they are pushing. Meanwhile, if you critically look at this same Tinubu's regime and his policies, you can tell that these are just IMF policies to further impoverish you. This is no magic of anything. So again, like I said, it will be like, he doesn't care. And the second feeling I have is that he actually he does care about his 2027. And that is why he's ensuring that the consolidation of his state capture is not only known or felt by himself and his lackeys, that all of you will feel it enough that before that 2027, all of you will know that there will be no election per se, but coronation. So you get that it doesn't need your vote. It doesn't need any of your, it doesn't give a damn about your vote or how you feel at all. Because to him, it's been sorted. It's been fixed. He's just waiting for that 2027 to come and they can begin the coronation. His second coronation, not election. So these two feelings are the feelings I have, right? And I know a lot of people are also questioning the rationale behind Tinubu's tyranny and dictatorship, abuse of power, as well as the violation of your constitution, because who is going to hold him responsible for all of that? Who is going to punish him for it? Which institution is going to checkmate him? So, none. None. And that is why I am like, I will probably go with the latter, which is, it doesn't need you. It doesn't need your election. It doesn't need all those talk thing. It's got the military. It's got the police. It's got the DSS. It's got the INEC. It's got the media on the side too. The media. It's got the judiciary. Who are you going to report to, for real? Like, who are you going to go to sanction Tinubu? Ooh. It's almost like it feels that way, when you feel like, I'm just waiting. All this noise about 2027 thing by these guys, I don't even have their time. Somebody said that if there is anything at all that is likely going to shake Tinubu, for those of you who are campaigning for 2027 and all of that, the only thing that is likely going to shake Tinubu is if the opposition can indeed come together, grasp this, come together, demand for an electoral reform, but first either a brand new constitution, and then you are going to bin this your 1999 trashy one. So from that constitution simply means that you can start your electoral process afresh. Now, human beings will still and do all those things, so don't get me wrong, but what will likely make Tinubu uncomfortable, so uncomfortable, that will likely alter all his plan, is when you have forces and to actually sack all these guys in this INEC and remove the power for Tinubu to choose your INEC officials, right? Now, this is something that the opposition can do for real if they indeed want to challenge Tinubu. That doesn't mean that, it won't really have the power to upstage them too, okay? But currently, Tinubu doesn't even have to do anything. Do you understand? Like, it doesn't even have to do anything. It's practically just waiting for his, like I said, for his second coronation party. But if all these press giving opposition are the ones who wants to get rid of Tinubu, well, there is going to be a lot to unpack from that one. Okay, you need to hit the street. You need to picket government building. You need to picket the National Assembly. You need to shut down the system. These are the actions of the opposition that can get Tinubu and his likes very, very much serious. I don't see that happening because some of them are expecting the Nigerians to fight and others are expecting the politicians to lead. In the state of this confusion, Tinubu is living like a king who owes nobody. Jack. Here is a brother. Hello there.
Oh, hell Biafra. Oh, hell Dua.
Oh, hell Biafra. Oh, hell Odu. Bro, how are you doing this evening?
Pretty good, pretty good. Took a day off just to relax, sometimes.
That's grand.
Yeah, just listening to you, bringing the truth and exposing, Nigeria for what it is. Before we get into it, people, please, I need you to hit that like button. There's over 2,000 people, and it seems like there's not enough like. You got to do your job, man. But anyways, what's happening right now just plainly shows how Tinubu has captured that whole country or whatever. I don't even call it a country, but that geography at the moment. Seems like the people are mute. There's nothing they can do. The so-called senates and stuff, they're all just rubber stamp, puppets that break their own law. Even when their own colleagues will point out the law or their constitution, they still override it. It's a very sad affair, state of affairs, more or less. I really hope the youths can really, really rise up and do the needful. We're doing our part from abroad. We're doing what we need to do, encourage them, but it's up to them to carry this banner. Don't let your future be mortgaged by these criminals, unelected criminals. That's all it is. And with the problem with the Fulanis, I'm really starting to think with all this nonsense that's happening is all part of the game of distraction, and while they push in and move into our lands and take over. They're just hell bent on taking over our land no matter what. Even if they crash the economy, they don't care. They're on one mission and one mission only, is to dip their Quran in the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. And with hell, rain, whatever it is, they're still on it. And they will bring all the division and distraction to make sure people don't pay attention while they do their bidding. So people need to wake up. The youth need to wake up. Yes, we know the religions, these pastorpreneurs, like you always say, are a main. Yeah, they really play a major role. of keeping everyone down and pacified.
That's right.
But I'm glad that these young ones are actually pointing it out. Maybe some of the rest of the youth will now wake up and see what it is, because I can't even have a normal conversation and speak facts to some of those people there in that zoo, because they'll bring up, oh God, this is, or like, come on, it's time to use your common sense. Use your common sense and think, and put religion to the side, and you start to see things clearly. But I don't want to hold you up. All hell Biafra, all hell do.
All hail Biafra, all
I need you to put up that crypto. Yeah, put up that crypto so we can be able to donate.
I did, and I have no idea how this works. I said it the last time. So I'm currently trying to. I mean, how does it work, man?
Listen, you got my number. Just call me after this.
Right? You know something?
Yeah.
I've got a key, right? So
yeah.
1 moment. So I've got a key where I am allowed.
Please don't show the key. Don't show the key. Don't show the key, please.
Right. So what exactly is that is to be shared? If I want to.
The address. Look for when you click on receive.
Yep.
It should show you the address, which is a lot of characters.
Yeah, that's what I
mean.
But that's what I mean by the what do you call it, key? I didn't mean the key per se.
Yeah.
I'm talking about is that the address?
The address.
Right? That long line.
Yeah. It'll give it a long line. Also, it can also produce a QR code where you could put it up and people could just use their phone and scan it.
I'm going to leave something on the screen right now, okay? And that is the QR code, okay, for my Bitcoin link, I'll say. Then, hopefully, I'm going to have someone that is going to actually, credit it so that I can see how it really works, okay? So I know that...
I'll send something over to it.
Right. If you check your screen right now, right, you are going to see the QR code. And you see that QR code, I believe it should be scannable, all right? Like you said.
I don't see it. Oh, okay.
Can you see it, right?
Yeah, I see it now.
Now, look at that one. That's the BTC. Now, here is another one, which is that of ETH, the Ethereum or so. That's a different code as well, right? So similarly, like other coins, for example, the Bitcoin Cash, is that something, BCH? So that too has its own code, just like this. I've been trying to understand how this works, and I have not been able to. But again, if there are those who actually have Bitcoins and they want to, kind of like support Mayegun's Diary Politico, I want to believe this is what you need. I have another color. Okay, hang on. This one is the BTC. Okay, so you need to differentiate them, and if you scan them, I think they should be able to. And you also need to possibly have a Bitcoin account before and the app on your phone before the QR code can easily work for you. But again, I'll leave it at that. Here is a sister Fumi.
Hey,
how are you doing, ma'am?
I'm good, though. How are you?
It's been a while. You know, these days you always, it's like you give up easily these days. I'll see you calling in then suddenly after.
Yeah, when I see that the line is busy, and I tried a few times, I just say, well, it's not my luck today.
Okay. I'm glad that I could get you today, by the way. So how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I know. I wanted to come see you when you came to Houston, but
I know.
That location was just so way out of my, if it was at a restaurant, I was planning like I'll just, yes, because Southwest Houston, that's the central for Houston area.
That's
so it's like the central for most of us.
Yeah, that's what I should have considered, that it was more central until when people started saying, oh, that's gonna be like a 2 hours drive for me. That's going to be 1 hour, 40 minutes drive for me. Oh, my, no, and I wish, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
We'll do it better next time. Thank you.
Anyway, I don't understand. Nigerians, what do we think we have practicing in Nigeria? Because when I hear people say democracy in Nigeria, I'm like, wow, whatever system of government we are practicing in that country is definitely not democracy.
It's not.
So if you believe, oh, this is a democracy, I just laugh. Like, what do you mean?
This is not democracy, man.
Almost all the people that you have representing you were not elected. So what are you talking about, dude? What kind of democracy is this? And then for the River situation, I hear some people saying, "Oh, it's Wike, the one dictating," and I laugh, and I'm like, "What?" You people don't know. Wike has just mortgaged that state for his own political career. That's what it is. It's not. He's not controlling anything.
So he himself is being controlled, being used.
Exactly. Because if you look at it, what does Wike actually want? It's an impeachment of Fubara.
That's right.
That's what he wanted. So all this, Tinubu just went with the better bargain. Wike gave him the better bargain. So, I won't be surprised if Alpha Beta start collecting their revenue very soon,
As expected now.
So Nigerians have to decide, how to fix this. Even the opposition now, because unless we just whatever this system is, we just destroy it and start all over. Because even if these people that are opposition, they are as bad as the ones that are there right now. So
rightly so. That's what somebody said, that those who are waiting for these ones to leave so that they will be their own turn, they are even worse than the ones you are currently seeing. And I believe that person, I do. Because when you look at the characters of Nigerians who are putting up defense, defending these guys, you will begin to question their thought process and be like, if somebody can be thinking like this, this one should not near power. If this one should near power, where,
say na Rufai, you will get there and you think he's going to do anything more, anything better than what
we have seen him before.
Who
was just
you see what he did in Kaduna now.
And now somebody who was just a state governor, he is kidnapping people from another state. He will go to Lagos. They will look for someone that says something about him. They will kidnap them straight to Kaduna. He will go to this same river state. He kidnapped somebody from this same river state for criticizing him on social media. And the guy was in detention for 7 months. 7 months. No court granted him bail because of Rufire. Now let's imagine somebody like that with a federal power again.
Unless the masses are going to be in control, and I don't know how they're going to get to the control of their electoral system. Other than that, opposition, I just don't know. I don't know how we're going to get out of this if we don't want to just break this thing up, and just get it started all over again. Because now it's like they are using their own laws. They're not even following the same stupid constitution that is. It's like they're just writing their law as they go along. They're not following any kind of constitution or anything. Whatever suits them, that's what they're doing. So what are we talking about? We need Nigerian youths. They just need to decide what they want to do. This thing you have to take it by force, or So,
Lady, thank you very much. Yeah, we are
you're
watching,
welcome.
like like that bald eagle that is watching with
absolutely,
attention. And the moment the center, which we believe is tearing apart in his own way, the moment the center can no longer hold, we will be among those to alert everybody and say, don't say don't say this contraption, or else you are just saving what is there to kill you. It is better to negotiate this existence now, or everybody go their separate ways. We have to.
Absolutely. And then I think Fubara, wherever he is right now, it's probably forcing him into negotiating some stuff and You know, exactly. I don't think they did anything to him.
Like,
but
they used the military to pick him up in the government house, right? That is what was reported. Now, it's been 48 hours since. Like, is this even real? Yeah. That is locked somewhere.
But what is Nigeria going to do about this? The question is, what are we going to do about it?
What are we going to
do
about it?
We have, they do all this our talk. It is not moving them anyway. They don't care. You can talk, you can cry, you can, do whatever you want to do. They don't until you stand up to these people and say, no, we have to go toe to toe on this thing.
Start touching them. Nothing will change.
Yeah, nothing is going to change.
Okay, I think we are getting there. As much as we have a lot of people beginning to ask questions too, right? That's a good thing on the side.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mayegun.
Thank you too. Okay, enjoy the rest of your evening, and that's where we are going to draw the curtain this evening. Everyone, thank you so much for your time on Mayegun's Diary Politico tonight. So tomorrow is another day. And I intend to possibly be here in the afternoon, but we shall see. Listen, I appreciate every minute you've spent there with me this evening, and I will always cherish every hour or every day we share together. But remember that the biggest contribution you can really give to Mayegun right here is to always like the broadcast. So don't leave without liking it, since you are here all along, right? So thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'm going to see you again. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò.
Máyégún ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ó fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lérí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.